I'm Mirror,
I'm Bells.
and this is Mirror and Bells. And what are we talking about today, Bells?
To Be Hero X, episode 3.
All right.
Name of it is The Ever Standing Hero.
Literally.
So we just stopped watching it. And I wanted to hop on because we're not allowed to talk about anything until it's on record.
We were on the phone watching the show. As soon as the show ended, we're on the phone and I hear this call is being recorded. And I'm like, what? No, I don't want to talk about this right now. Then she's talking about all right, then let's hop on the mic. Like we got no downtime. Like the credits started rolling and she was like, yeah, let's hop on the mic.
Don't act like this wasn't a good episode.
This was a good episode.
I think it was better than last.
No, but
you're entitled to your opinion.
So I don't think it was better than the last episode just because I felt okay. So here's the thing with like kind of like so this reminds me of Dandadan and like there are these little story arcs where we're introduced to like these other characters and they're supposed to be like this heartfelt thing, but it adds to the like main character story, right? So the thing between Furman and the little girl was supposed to be this like heartwarming story to give Furman a little bit of backstory and to push into Lin Ling's or Nice's character development. However, I know you were getting sad and like you were crying, but I was not attached to Furman and that little girl at all. So this episode was good in terms of furthering the world building because we really understand now what this trust level thing really means.
I wasn't crying. Like I was crying. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't crying, but like there was like a lot to why I was crying, if that makes sense. Because like before they started playing, we're not gonna go hit for hit. We'll just go like the things that we saw that was interesting today, because usually we go like
we could do it real quick. Like it's pretty simple. Like we get introduced to so we were incorrect. We thought that Nice was the number 10 hero. You probably saw some spoiler that's where he becomes the number 10 hero because he's the number 10 hero now.
I assume he was the number 10 hero because of their promotional poster.
Oh, okay.
Because all the other heroes are the top 10. So, because they even laid the groundwork for who's taking which episodes and how many episodes they'll be taking and what number hero they are.
So yeah. So like a quick synopsis is Nice is number 15 hero. We get introduced to the actual number 10 hero when Nice
Furman,
when Nice has a mission to find out, what was her name? Wolf Girl?
Yes.
To find Wolf Girl's hideout in a bunch of tunnels because she is working to lower Furman's trust level, which is bad for all the heroes because since he's a top 10 hero, if the trust level of a top 10 hero goes down, then the trust level of all the lower heroes also goes down. And so she wants him to find her and kill her. I don't know, like arrest her. I don't know.
She was never trying to be found. That's why she put herself in the tunnels. She was never trying to be found.
No.
She was just right.
Miss J.
Oh, my bad.
I was about to get upset.
Miss
Talk
Miss J wants him to capture Wolf Girl. She doesn't want her killed, but he wants her capture her because again, she's spreading these like massive, essentially fan novels about Mr. Furman to like decline his trust value. But if Nice captures his nemesis, that would essentially skyrocket his popularity and in result skyrocket his trust value.
Yes.
But the issue here becomes this is a setup. This is a trap. And you see in the first couple seconds of the third episode that she's already set the trap. The trap's been set this whole time as we go on through the episode to midway through the episode literally blow up.
Yeah. So that's basically the synopsis of the episode. So why did like Furman's relationship with the little girl like make you upset or make you cry or make you emotional?
It made me emotional because I was putting a lot of things together. Like my mind was, the gears were running during this episode.
That little girl being wolf
that
girl
wasn't what was
the only explanation.
That wasn't what was making. That was the only explanation. And I wanted to say something about it, but you hadn't started watching the episode. So when I got to 10 minutes and like, I was like, yeah, I'll come back and wait for you. I already knew, like, as in to myself, I sat there, I was like, yeah, it has to be the little girl. But there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. Like, I thought the reason was like maybe he's a bad person behind closed doors. Because again, the heroes are what they want us to perceive them as, or
That's
what
I
we perceive
too.
them, or on the other end, in his case, as what we decide to perceive him as. Because he went and blew up because he was like, yeah, I had to stand tall and firm for the little girl so she didn't get hurt. And they literally took that literally, and it became shackling. And she saw that very early on.
Yes, and like it's funny because like Nice realized when he took over the statue and then he held it up, he was like, "Oh, I like understand." I guess as when his trust level skyrocketed, he felt that and he was like, "Oh, I understand what you were going through." And then we go through like basically like a flashback of Furman's life, and like when they said, yeah, his trust level is based on him standing firm all the time, that's literal. He could not sit down to use the bathroom. He could not lay down in his bed. He could not when and then like and actually we get a little bit of this in the beginning when he kneels down to for the girl to put the scarf on. And I thought it was just because, like he's just bulky. Like he just doesn't want to kneel down that far. Like she's just too short. No, he physically, because of the trust value, he physically couldn't get down to even accept the scarf from her.
I think what, going back to what made me emotional is that made me emotional. And then also like the flashback of Moon kind of made me put together, because remember she said, oh, I'm not sure what I want, but I know what I don't want. And then you see him like looking through the skyrise window. What was implied is Moon didn't want to be or become someone she's not, because there too is like outside of Ling Ling not really being nice and playing nice, cosplaying nice, because I saw what you titled I saw your little descriptor in on the site talking about some cosplaying nice. I was about to call you and get on you. But that's essentially what he's doing. But outside of Ling Ling cosplaying nice, Moon and Furman are two examples of people being warped into things that they're not. Because yes, he was a fighter. He was a strong man. And when the situation called for it, in that girl's moment of need, he stood tall and stood firm. But again, the trust value turned that into him. That he became tall, firm, standing strong for us all.
And that was it.
Like, yeah, to the point where like, even Ling Ling, he said, yeah, we can't let his trust decrease, because then the trust in all of us, not just 10 and below, all. So that means that would affect up 10 and up.
Why would decreasing trust level in number 10 decrease the trust level in number 1?
If you have a hero that is the pinnacle of strength, yes, there's 9 other people above him, so that doesn't mean they're stronger than him. Well, by proxy it would, because of the trust value. But like on paper, that doesn't mean like, oh yeah, I equate number 1, 2, 3, and 4 to strength. When you have somebody who is seeming to carry the weight of the world on their back constantly, and they're always strong for you, and their knees buckle, that makes you question things. Remember when All Might, they were like, oh my gosh,
All Might's the number 1 hero.
Can you let me finish?
No, because it's not a fair comparison.
You're right. Okay.
When Best Genius got freaking.
Okay, yeah, that's a great example. When Best Genius was getting fucked up, I was like, damn, like that. And then I was just like,
this
your
is
power is genes.
This is the equivalent of Best Genius getting dog walked by All for One. Like, that's not the same. When All Might and All
people care. Don't try to do that. Don't try to do that.
Sorry. People care. But Best Genius losing against All for One did not affect how people felt for All Might until All Might lost.
Okay, look.
Well, he won.
Bad comparison.
Power.
Very bad comparison. But the premise is, we'll get to the premise instead of me making bad examples today.
Okay.
The premise is,
I understand your sentiment.
Okay, yeah. Then we can move on.
Okay.
We're just shaking his head. But no. Miss J, I'll say Miss J is a great manager. She's might not be the best person, but she's a great manager. She was out there in the field with him. Not like in the tunnel, but she was out there.
She was out there. I don't know, okay, so I understand like the emotion behind this episode with like him basically being cursed by his trust value to stand firm. Wait, I think I just got it, I guess. Because I was wondering
It's now hitting you.
I was wondering the entire time, why doesn't he just let this statue flop on the floor? Like, why is he sitting here holding up this statue? But it's because it is like the symbol of like his trust value. And he's probably like cursed to hold that thing up. He probably literally can't not hold it up. That's what it was. I was like, why is he? Because at first Bells was like, oh, there's people still under it. But then when we zoom out, there's nobody still under it. Everyone's just watching him hold up the statue for no reason. And then Nice goes in to go hold it up for whatever.
And his like armor starts breaking.
His armor because he starts losing trust.
Yeah, but the first thing he does is take a knee.
What's symbolic about that?
Surrendering.
Oh.
Surrendering.
I mean, he wasn't gonna fall flat as him.
Because his stuff started cracking the moment she says that there has to be somebody to stand for you. Mm-hmm. In which I'm standing up for all of these people. I'm being the symbol that you guys need me to be. But behind closed doors, my life is hellish. I can't even sit to take a shit.
That was funny.
Now, I was about to start crying again whenever he was just like, Birdman wants to lay down. And he was like, yeah. And then you see the bed with the straps. You see him struggling to do everyday things. That made me sad. That I was about to cry again.
This show almost is like, this show kind of reminds me of One Punch Man in that way, where it's like, where the trust value thing is almost kind of like satire. Because like the trust value thing is so literal that it's almost like, that I guess they use it as comedic relief, but also we also see how it actually affected his life and actually, hurt him. So it's very interesting. This show is very interesting. Very interesting take on heroes.
I think that why I believe that this is a better episode than number 2 is because of the way I'm viewing it. Because out of the 3, I still love number 1. I also, still love the first episode. Be careful
with your breathing. Like, I don't know, like, why you're hyperventilating right now, but like, I can hear you breathing, and it's really annoying to edit out. Like, I'll just hear
breathing. Yeah.
Did you hear me breathing? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
I can't hear myself, so
I distance the mic from my fucking mouth.
I don't know. Like, you'll be talking, I just hear. I'm like, what is she doing?
It's me sighing. Sometimes it's just me sighing because I'm like, this is tragic. But another thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, the reason why I said I feel like this third episode is better than the second one is because of the way I was viewing it. The way I was viewing it is because I feel like it's all like building block. We had a good, nice, like big rectangular box for the castle eventually, and that's number 1. And then we have like a little building block, number 2. We have another building block, number 3. So like 4, again, is the last episode, allegedly, from what I got on the internet, that we will see Nice. And I think that will be the pinnacle of his little arc. I think that will be the best episode of his arc. It has to be. You see the way they ended it with Moon?
Yeah,
that was nasty.
How that's gonna affect his trust level.
I completely forgot about I don't remember what they're calling him now.
Oh, the Nemesis or the 250 hero.
Well, he tanked, but he was 249. I'll give him a little respect on his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Probably because he was the 249th hero.
I mean, we should have remembered his name because obviously we knew at the end of the last episode he was actually going to be important, but I don't remember his name.
Enlightener.
I think that sounds familiar.
That's spelled Enlighter, like Enlighter, like not Enlightener, Enlighter.
Oh, you're right. What the frick? Okay.
I would hope his name is the Enlightener. I think that is his name, but that spells Enlighter. Eye of Truth, the God Eye.
Yeah. Okay, Enlighter. What was the point? Oh yeah.
He gripped up Moon and he got fear on his side now because at the end of episode 2, was it 2 or 1? But he goes and he grabs Moon and it's just like, oh yeah, as somebody who like loves the truth and is trying to just show the truth to everybody, I'm gonna reveal one of the nicest secrets, that Moon is still alive. If I was Nice, if I was Ling Ling, I would get outside and be like on live or something. Be like, oh my gosh, where is she? I could have sworn her body went cold in my house. I would start doing the fabrication of a lifetime.
In the number 10 hero, his trust level is about to plummet.
No, that's not true. Because guess what we got on our side? Miss J.
That's true. She is D1 at fabrication. Well,
Yes.
obviously not, because Moon Goofy behind got found.
Why did we not? I have a great question for Miss J. Miss J, why did we not expeditiously get this girl some contacts, dye her hair, do something? Because she can't walk around looking like Moon.
The crazy thing is like she can teleport to wherever she wants. Like, how the frick did she get caught?
That's a great question.
It's ridiculous.
I need to see the most dubious sneaking and jumping for them to have gotten her.
Yeah, because so the Enlighter, he doesn't, I forgot, like, he misunderstands something about nice because he thinks nice is nice. Like, he doesn't think that that there's an imposter, Lin Ling, playing nice. He came to some conclusion, which I forgot in the second episode, that was incorrect. Like, or I guess that nice is like putting up some kind of facade. And basically he's just trying to expose that facade, which is that he's not nice. But he doesn't know that. He's trying to expose a facade he doesn't even like know. He thinks he's trying to expose something entirely different, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think that in general, you know, if you were seeking the truth and you saw that like, oh yeah, these heroes are not what they make themselves to be, I could see how you want to take down the poster pretty boy. But even then, like, why this route? You could have went and got the best friend before he killed himself.
I'm wondering why he's like gunning after the number 10 hero and not the number 1 hero. I mean, well, at the time he was the number 15 hero.
Yeah, so you weren't even going for like 10 and up.
Like, is he like gunning after all the heroes and he's just getting where he can get in?
You know what? Miss J, from Ling Ling's account, he made a lot of advertisements for Moon and Nice. Mm-hmm. When you see something and something is, because Miss J definitely make sure to put Nice in your face every chance she gets. Like, whenever he was struggling to get to whoop, iPad on live. Like, she is an opportunist. So I think like in his case, it was just, oh, Nice is everywhere. Nice is rising popularity. If I was to get even a little bit of something on him, even if it was little, even if I exposed him for a little white lie, I would become exponentially more credible.
That is a good point.
Think about it. If you're Nice and you're number 15 and I'm 249, if I was on the talk show, I would be like, so Nice, how's your everyday life? Like, what do you do in your everyday life? I would be trying to make you seem either more simple or like super unrelatable. I'll be doing whatever. So it's just like, oh, so you're not this poster boy that's running around just in love and this, that, and another. I would be trying to shit on you because at the end of the day, your trust value is about what people think. And clearly it is more sensitive than we thought it was. So if I can get them to believe things that would either hinder you from doing your job or believe things that are not true, they become true. Because like even in a previous episode, he was like, yeah, these days I've become sort of a neat freak. We know from his apartment and we know from like the way that he was interacting with Moon, he's nowhere close to a neat. He presents himself well outside, but he's not a neat freak. But the people believe that Nice is perfect.
You can also like hear him like changing into Nice in the beginning of the show, like his tone of voice, how he like talks to Miss J, because like, you know, in the beginning, like Lin Ling is a little bit like more frazzled, a little bit more loud, but like Nice is more reserved. So he like literally speaks more reserved, like he speaks slower, like he kind of sounds like
enunciates his words.
Yeah, like really like enunciates his word. Like he is, we keep on saying this, but it's like I think it's just really hitting hard every episode how real the trust value is. Like he is becoming nice.
Yeah, because even in the 2 seconds that they even let you see Ling Ling, instantly right back to nice. He turned around and said to Firm Man, I'm not nice. Firm Man didn't even turn around, didn't do anything. He said, then just be whoever you are, just be you.
I wonder if Firm Man took that as like metaphorically.
I think he just wanted to get out of Dodge. I don't think he cares.
He's like, I can finally sit down.
Yeah, I can. That man started to do a squat. He was holding. Did you notice? He like started to hold a squat position.
I noticed that. I thought, and this is everything connecting. Is I thought he was just because he's like buff. I thought he was just like one of those characters that he always needs to be working out. But no, you're right. It's because he can like finally do a squat.
Like he started squatting mid conversation. Like you know, he probably hasn't like had a good workout, had a good sleep, had a good dookie, like had a good anything. Since he's been that's important in life. You know, a good quiet time. Bathroom time it's almost sacrilege. I feel really bad that he got that stolen from him, because you know that I feel like the bathroom is the place you're supposed to always be at peace. You go, it's like you use the restroom, you wash your face there, you wash the day off of your body. He can't even do that correctly. He was struggling to shower.
Yeah, he's struggling. I'm excited to see like how the trust value affects other heroes, honestly. I wonder if like trust value also affects like everyday life. Like if like you're my best friend and I trust that you'll like drive me to work every day, are you like cursed to actually get up and
drive me to work every day?
Yeah. Like does it like, or maybe the trust value of one person isn't enough to actually compel you to do something. That takes like a really high trust level when you're compelled to do something. And we also don't know like the number, like the arithmetic behind trust value. Like we saw the little thing around his arm and we saw numbers going up, but I couldn't really tell what number he was at when he got to the number 10 hero, or like how many people has to trust you to do something for like a certain amount of trust level.
Well, it's amplified. It even says in the synopsis it's quantified. So like that little bit of trust is like becoming like this much trust, like a slither of trust is becoming this much trust because of the system. So, but you know, I do have a lot of questions. Everybody has to have side effects at this point. Everybody has to have side effects. Now, in our case, Ling Ling has better fish to fry than them showing us. Besides being a neat freak, having to be perfect, having to be elegant, over enunciating his words.
Yeah, we haven't seen it like super negatively affected, but we do know that Nice, the original Nice,
he was depressed,
iced himself.
Yeah,
so
there has to be something we're missing with that, because he iced himself at number 15. So there's something that we will either learn down the road or in the next season or maybe in the next episode. I'm not sure because we have a limited time with Night. I'm excited to see who's next. I wonder if we're gonna go in a chronological order, as in like from where we are. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or if I know that the last episode 24, is about Mr. X. Okay. I don't know why he only gets one episode, but you know, I guess it's blissful being number 1.
Well, if every hero got 2 episodes, that'd be 20 episodes, but Nice has already gotten 3, so and he's probably gonna get the next one.
Yeah, he has 4, and then we're done with him.
Okay, so it's not going to be evenly split up.
No, it's not. It's like there's some people who have 3. They're all odd from what I read.
So you feel like this episode was better than the second episode. So what would you rate this episode?
A 9.
Oh my goodness. You just like this show. I'm just not even going to ask you no more, because as any episode where Nice does the T pose, it's at least getting an 8. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, because the moment she's right. As long as nothing goofy happens and he does the T-pose, automatically we'll get an 8. He did the T-pose. You're lucky I didn't give it a 10 for that T-pose. That T-pose was great.
But I thought, I mean,
the spin kick was great too.
I would give this like a 7 just because it furthered the story. You know, it gave us good world building, gave us a little bit more lore. We got a lot of subtle things. It's still, maybe I'll give it like a 7.5, because like I feel like this show is really good at like throwing in little subtle stuff, and then like when you actually know what's going on, you're like, oh, like how in the beginning of the episode where we see like Lin Ling speaking more like Nice, and then we learn more about how literal the trust value is, and it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Because when he was speaking, I noticed him like speaking kind of weird. I was like, why is he talking like that? And then like we learn about the trust. I'm like, oh, because like that's probably how Nice spoke. And it's very interesting because I wonder if like because I was saying like in the first recording, are we going to get to know more about Nice? But maybe we're going to get to know more about Nice through Lin Ling becoming more like Nice as his trust value increases.
Which I'd rather them tell his story that way than like show us.
Yeah.
It's like, show me. You don't have to narrate me through anything. Show me. I'm watching. Just show me. You don't have to say it out loud. We can have other plus going on as I piece together Nice. Like, I'm okay with piecing together Nice while he's not on screen too. I'm totally okay with that. I'm excited about seeing other characters be on screen. whether it be for 1 episode or 4. I don't care. Again, you've given me this big world. And we've complained in the past, like example, Promise Neverland. They had this whole world out there. You set the field and then didn't use it. I don't believe that they. I'm done. Don't worry. They'll only get 1 sentence out of me. They have set the ground, a great foundation in just 3 episodes with this whole trust value thing. Let us see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you've taught us the little fundamentals that we needed to know, because Nice or Ling Ling, whoever you want to call him, doesn't know really what's going on. You've given us the basics. After Nice, just throw us out there. We're not incompetent. Again, I know for sure I'm going to end up rewatching the episodes. I'll probably rewatch the season whenever it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Throw us out there. Once you've told us the bare minimum I need to know, go ahead, throw us out there. Toss us out there, and let's see how good you wrote this trust value. Let's see how much this affects everybody. The heroes, society, everyday people. I don't care. Throw me out there, because you did great world building in such a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a world full of world building, and you have dozens and dozens of questions to answer, and you haven't even been on screen for an hour and 30 minutes. So, because you've done that, as long as they keep this momentum, not all the characters, not all these top 10 have to be like, they can be ugly. Like, I know that we have a dog on, that's fine. As long as it is intriguing and true to the foundation that you set, I'm good. I'm okay with watching episodes in black and white. I'm okay with following a dog. I'm okay with following unlikable shits, very likable shits. I don't care. Just don't turn your back on the things that you have hooked us with, because you didn't hook me with Nice. That trust value, the way that these heroes interact with each other, the facade of these heroes is what has me hooked.
Yes, but I'm very excited about the next episode. I'm excited to see how Lin Ling is going to respond to Moon getting kidnapped, because we do know that he actually cares about her, which I'm wondering if like as he becomes more Nice, is he gonna care less about her? Or did Nice actually care about her, and as he's becoming more Nice, he's beginning to care more about her? I think it's the former, but there's that too. And how will she fare in the rest of the story? Because obviously now, like, the world knows that she didn't croak.
I don't think my reservations on the whole Nice's relationship with Moon, I don't think he didn't care about her. But I don't think he did care about her at the same time. She was there. They were using each other. That's just what it was.
This is the thing. Like, we just don't know Nice. Like, something happened to that kid, because like it must have been something. Yeah, there's like you said earlier, there's something we're missing, because like he had this like fake relationship. He basically abandoned his best friend. Like, and then he iced himself. Like something went wrong.
We're missing something for sure, because me personally, as long as you're still around, I just don't see myself doing that. And even then, I feel like you'd be disappointed if I did.
I'd be confused. Who's texting you?
The gym.
When's the last time you went?
Months ago.
But yeah, so I guess
soon.
I would rate the episode a 7. I don't know if I want to. Well, if I give it 7.5, then it's technically higher than the second episode. But I like the second episode more.
So why don't you just change your, now that you've seen a different episode, you can go back and change your review of the second episode.
No,
you just give it an 8.
It just means that now the third episode is gonna be like a 6.8. Because the second episode is not no 8. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know. So far, okay. So the trust.
You're just a hard critique.
Hear me out. The trust level aspect of the show is extremely intriguing. And so I am excited to see where this goes. This could be a masterpiece. This could be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 show. I really think it can be. However, so far, it is quite generic in terms of shonen anime.
You just stole my breath away with that. I don't believe that. Okay, scratch what she just said, because Okay. I'll bring you fair terms. Name an episode of something. It could be anything that you believe is a 10 out of 10.
Episode 1 of Attack on Titan.
Next. A different
Episode 1 of To Your Eternity.
Episode 1 of that show?
Yeah, that show made me cry. Episode 1 made me cry. With
I'll
the dog.
give it to you. I'll give it to you because, like, I knew what was going to happen the whole time. So, like, That
episode
crippled
1
me.
of Promised Neverland.
That was a great episode 1.
Trying to think of not non-episode
non-episode ones because you love a good episode 1.
I think when something hooks me off of episode 1, it automatically gets like a higher rank in my head. I really do like. But then, so sometimes, so it's either like episode 1 or the last episode, because a lot of shows have have really good final fights. So sometimes the last episode will really stick with me. So I'm thinking like episode 25 of the first season of Attack on Titan, the last episode of Akame ga Kill, even though that show was definitely mid.
Okay, a little bit better than mid because everybody dies.
Bakugo versus Shigaraki, whatever.
That was a great episode. That was a great episode. You feel like that's a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So all those episodes 1s you named, and then we'll leave the Bakugo fight for Will because that's a final fight essentially.
Kinda, yeah. Final fights.
Those 3 episode 1s, how do you feel like their episode 1 matched up? Because I feel like those 3 episode 1s can go through our thing and get a 10. They can get a 10.
I just feel like they did something different maybe for their time, because we also have to think like Attack on Titan came out 10 years ago, right? What else did I say? Well, To Your Eternity is only like 2 or 3 years old, right? Promised Neverland is like 6-7 years old or something. So it's like, with Attack on Titan, I was young. I was 14. I was, really just getting into, like, I've been watching anime for a long time, but, that was when I, became my own person. Like, my brain can actually think for itself. And I was like actually getting into anime on my own. So we do have to take into account, like, these were 10 out of 10s in my mind for their time at, that age I was when it was the first time I'm seeing this, like, seeing these kind of shows. There are like it's like Naruto is one of my favorite anime, but Naruto objectively isn't one of the best anime. It's just, but it's probably a lot of people's favorite anime because it was probably a lot of people's first anime, and like it really indoctrinated us into watching anime from a very young age. So you also have to like think about that. But I think like I would think like a lot of people would say Attack on Titan first episode, is a really good first episode. And Attack on Titan and as a whole is like one of the greatest anime.
First episodes are hard. First episodes are very hard because like you love first episodes. I hate them. I definitely hate them because for me, a good first episode, it doesn't matter what your animation looks like. Like a good first episode and a good last episode goes against everything else I'm going to judge you on those in between those two things. And I say that because the story matters. The animation matters to a degree. I can't hate watching y'all move on screen. I can't unless I signed up to watch something old, it can't look super dusty and old. It can't look like you were in a shit box drawing this.
Well, I guess what it is like, so like as humans, what we remember is like when we're watching something, you're watching a performance, you're watching a speech, you remember like kind of like the first thing and the last thing. So you really want like your first episode to hit because you want everyone to get hooked. But obviously everything else needs to still be good because that still plays into what is a good show. Your
last episode.
Yeah. Well, no, that plays into what's a good show. And then obviously you want a good last episode so everyone leaves with a good impression. So, but you can still have a show like Promised Neverland that had a really good first episode. I'd say Promised Neverland has a 10 out of 10 first episode, but the entire show is like a freaking 3 out of 10.
Whoa. So pause. I can't let you slide on that. I know we're hating, but
first season
2
like a 10
and season 1 are two different things. Yes.
Yeah, you have to average it out. So like season 1 is
a
like
masterpiece,
10, and then like season 2 is like a 2 out of 10. So you average it out.
2. We're giving it a 2. The only thing good was the animation.
Honestly, I had to force myself to sit through season 2. I really was just watching it for the culture.
I think I was drinking while watching it because
oh shoot.
I definitely think that 50% of those episodes I wasn't drunk, but I was definitely sitting down and drinking through it because I was like, what am I watching?
Well, so
what happened?
So we said this last time and then we made like no actual steps towards doing it, but like we talked about bringing back the rating system. So here I have it here. Anime rating system.
Are you sharing it on screen?
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
You see it?
All right. So plot, storytelling, character development, pacing, animation, consistency / lack of plot holes, world building, problem solving / resolution writing, plot armor, plot convenience, and power scaling. You know what? I would say these 10 things wouldn't be here without Naruto because that shit has so many lack of consistency, plot holes, the power scaling, the plot armor, the resolution writing. It's horrible in Naruto. Like, love the show. I love the show. I will defend it down for the rest of my life. But
yeah, like if we
I
rated
don't even
like
want to throw it in
Naruto,
here.
I mean, well, this is why you have two different rating systems. You have like you sat down and how did you feel about the show, right? Naruto's a 10 out of 10. But when you like really get into it, Naruto's probably like 5 out of 10. I don't know. Like
let's not even do that because we've thrown some of our like for fun back whenever this was new. We've thrown some animes through them and they got butchered. Like we were trying to say like Kakuguri was like a 6 out of 10. That's not real. That's a great anime.
I think we did say Kakegurui was a 6 out of 10.
That's an animation masterpiece. And imagine it got some 10s over here.
Yeah, I think it got like 10 in animation. I think, well, what did we say? Did we say like so we have power scaling in here, but like if power scaling doesn't apply, did we just say it gets an automatic 10 or do we say we leave it out and we rate it out of 9? I think that's what we said. I don't remember.
For power scaling, if there was nothing to power scale on, we left it out entirely and then we did the dividend by 9.
Okay, yeah.
So again, it was divided by a lower number and still got like a 6 point something. That's really bad. Unbiased on our part, but really bad. So
maybe we should have, I don't know if we can rate first episodes or individual episodes in general by this, just because like storytelling, I guess we can say like, yeah, storytelling, consistency. Yeah, I don't know if we can rate like individual episodes of this, and maybe we can come up with a different rating system for episodes. Like what makes an episode a good episode?
I think you can do these in 3s and 5s. I think you can do these in 3s and 5s because these are things that you'll know by 3rd or 5th episode.
Yeah, because we can tell here from this episode, like very good storytelling, very good world building.
Power scaling is 2. I think it's some of the best power scaling we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
With the trust values, how would you rate the plot so far? Be honest. Don't worry about my feelings.
No, I'm trying to think like the trust value thing is very intriguing to me. But like the hero thing is very overdone, so it's kind of losing points on genericness.
7. I'll give it a 7. Oh wow. You know why I gave it a 7? Because I agree. Because even hearing Deku, Japanese voice actor, play another hero as like a main character, like I love him. He's a great voice actor. I would love to see him do other things and more things, or even be more heroes. It's just not necessary. Where's your final season?
Honestly, this gotta be the last show about a hero this decade. Like, if y'all want to write more hero shows, you gotta wait till 2030. Sorry.
I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with like either following villains or like anti-heroes or some murder mysteries or something else, because heroes is a shonen-esque thing. I think when you think shonen, you think hero. You think good guy these days. The lesser evil. Because when I think Chainsaw Man, I don't think heroes. I just think the lesser evil.
I totally forgot about that show. I definitely dropped that. I dropped that like a box of bricks.
2nd season is coming out soon.
It's not out yet?
No.
Did it come out like 3 years ago?
Yeah, not my business.
Nah, I dropped that show like a box of bricks. I think I watched it to like episode 3 or 4 or something. No,
you hated it,
and
I knew you were gonna hate it. You hated it. I already knew you were gonna hate it.
I did cry in the first episode though.
What made you cry? Him getting massacred?
Yeah, seeing him chopped up in the dumpster like that. That was really sad.
I was eating when I watched the first episode, so that actually made me sick to my stomach. My eyes did burn with tears, but I was just like, come on. I'm eating.
And I know his death wasn't slow.
Hell no.
Wasn't slow? Was slow. Storytelling. I give that a good old 10. Storytelling is pretty good.
I gave it an 8.
What's missing the 2 points?
I just need to see more in the long run because I don't want them mansplaining me through stuff. It's okay.
They have yet to do that. I feel like they're really good at like foreshadowing and putting little things in there for us to put together ourselves.
That is true. First episode they were giving us a little bit of the rundown through Moon about like some of the stuff. I don't need that for every person. So the 2 points they can get back from me as time goes on. Like they're not lost. They're just in limbo. Character development.
I'm not really sure. I was gonna say
take it out. We can star it.
I'm not really sure how character development works here because like anyone can become anything because of trust value.
I'll star it and we can come back to it once we get down the whole thing, and I can just divide by 9 if necessary.
Yeah.
Pacing. I feel like it has pretty good. I think the pacing's
like 8, 9. Yeah, it's fine. 9, just to be on the safe side.
I put an 8 for you.
Okay.
You're the hard critic, not me.
Animation is 10. Animation's
I'm
good.
surprised hearing that from you. I was gonna give it 10 regardless, but I know how you feel. You know, we heard it in the first one, but you're hard critic on animation and then plot. I'll say there's some places where, and I say animation not in like fluidity but style.
Yeah,
I'm mostly particular about the styles
when it comes to like when it comes to just like, oh, does it look good? I'm pretty like lax. Like, do I notice any like glaring mistakes? And 10 out of 10, sure, it looks good. Yeah, I mostly judge based on style.
Me, I kind of try to like. I think as time goes on, I get harder in the animation department because I do not. If this is not a rom-com, I don't want to see that nostalgic ass style. I don't, especially because I know there's so many other animation styles out there that really have not shined or not going to get any shine. Like I've seen some romances that are like animated so beautifully, and it's just like, this is a waste.
Yeah, a shoujo doesn't need to have like top tier animation. Like they be like just making the boys like eyes glisten and the cherry blossoms whisk past his blonde strands, and it's like, what the frick? And like, get to the story, because the animation don't need to be looking this good unless they're throwing hands.
I'm saying, like, I've watched like slice of life or romances and sat there and just not been disappointed in them, but disappointed that all these people who worked on this are not animating my fights.
Yeah, like if Mappa starts animating slice of lives,
they do. They do. They do romances. Consistency.
We're probably gonna have to put a star next to that.
Okay, that's fair.
They're being world building. 3 episodes.
That doesn't even mean anything. 3 episodes. I feel like it is not that hard to be consistent.
World building pretty good, like 9, just because there's more stuff to be built.
Okay, I'll give it a 9 off of that pretense.
For problem solving is like a 1. Just increase your trust value and everything will be okay.
No, you can't do that because Miss J is the plot armor of a lifetime. She's a great problem solver.
Cause Nice definitely should have got crushed. Yeah, Miss J, that was quick thinking. I'll give it a 7, just because there's more to be had. Oh, okay, we agree. There's more to be had.
Usually we don't. Problem solving, solution writing. I'm gonna put a star next to that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, considering our hero iced himself on the first episode, nobody got plot armor. Number 10 hero that got ejected.
Yeah, I think the plot armor convenience, we have to kind of give that a 10 because anybody could become anybody. You're replaceable. You could get off. Like, this is the lowest amount of plot armor I've ever seen in my entire life. This man really stole my house and job over one incident. That sounds like crazy
when you put it like that.
That sounds crazy. Power scaling. The trust
value thing is pretty like
a 9 so far. We haven't seen it fold, but you never know.
It's pretty tight, so yeah, we'll see.
9.
Yeah, 9.
For plot, we gave it an 8 and a 7. Yours are first, mine are second. Then storytelling, we gave a 10, 8. Pacing, 8, 9. Animation, 10. World building, 9. Problem solving, 7. Plot armor, 10. And power scaling, a 9.
Okay, so if we count those as zeros, I got an 8.25 out of 10.
What? Okay, so I got a 7 out of 10. I don't know where I added wrong, and also I think an 8 is too high.
I also think 8 is too high, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's just leave it at a 6.5 out of 10 for episode 3.
Oh, I thought this was for like the whole show.
Yeah, like I'm dating it as this is what we gave it when we were at episode 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 8.25 seems kind of high. I mean, like that's what happens when you try to rate
stuff that's not done.
When you try to I was gonna say when you try to rate it somewhat objectively. Maybe it is better or worse than you think it is.
I hope it's better than what we think it is. I want it to be a masterpiece.
So yeah, I guess objective rating technically is an 8.25 out of 10 so far, but
it's a 6.5 out of 10.
It's preliminary. So on that note, let's wrap this one up. Bye.
Bye.